Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority bookings by calling our heroes over at Zero Res. Hey, it's Audrey. I have personal experience with Zero Res. They came in and completely made my home smell way more fresh than it did. And it's not because I smell funky. It's because, I've got pets, and I had family over during the holidays, so we'll blame it on them. And they came and completely helped change my winter blues into springtime cleans. Zero Res removes all of that winter buildup and lingering odors, giving your home a fresh, spring-ready feel, preparing your home for the brighter days ahead. And don't forget about your air ducts, because they are the lungs of your home. And if they're dirty, your indoor air quality is going to suffer. This month, get 3 rooms Zero Resified from Phoenix's #1 carpet cleaner, starting at just $129. And whenever you mention KDUS, receive a free hallway cleaning and take $75 off your air duct cleanings. Call Zero Res right now at 480-507-2419 or go online at ZeroResPhoenix.com and say you want the KDUS special.
Big fat news. Del yeah. Big Fat Tacos are back at Del Taco. Get these toasty flatbread tacos with seasoned beef, grilled chicken, or carne asada steak. Right now, grab 2 grilled chicken Big Fat Tacos for just $6 small. Need a little something extra? For a limited time, score Del's classic snack tacos with seasoned beef and fresh house grated cheddar for just 59 cents each. Only at Del Taco. Price and participation may vary.
Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Spring is here, and Little Dealer Little Prices is cleaning house during our Spring Cleaning RV Sale. We're sweeping the lot with deep discounts across every category. Motorhomes up to 50% off MSRP. Fifth wheels starting at $39,995. Travel trailers from just $11,995. And more. These RVs are being cleared out fast, and the best deals won't last. Don't miss your chance to save big before they're gone. Plus, current RV owners can take advantage of spring service specials, including a free 12-point inspection and a discounted $75 leak inspection. Shop or schedule service today at Little Dealer Little Prices. Terms and conditions may apply. See dealer for details.
Right now at Superstar Car Wash, it's buy one wash, get one free. Yep, buy a wash, get a wash on us. Perfect for sharing and saving. Don't miss this limited time offer. Be super and stop by your nearest location today.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
A happy Monday to you. It is the lunch break right here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan on the other side of the glass, ready to kick off a pretty big week here on the show. We've got the Diamondbacks continuing their road trip. It is playoff basketball starting tomorrow night for the Phoenix Suns. We'll see how far their journey can go. We inch closer and closer to the NFL draft. Producer Evan, how are you? How was your weekend?
I'm good. Weekend was good. Nothing too crazy. I'm excited to get this playoffs on the road. We enter a great time here in April where you have the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs running, parallel to that. And then you also have, obviously, baseball.
Yeah, it's a great time. And, the NFL draft will be here before we know it next Thursday. Lots of late-breaking news when it comes to that in terms of top 30 visits and what teams want to move up, move down. So we will have it all for you here over the next couple of weeks on the show. But it's the Phoenix Suns who finished their regular season yesterday. That's where I want to start the program because the regular season is over. So how do we all feel?
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
Now, the other thing about this, producer Evan, is this is a big moment here. Now, I don't know if you realized this when you sat down in that producer's chair today, but for the last time, we're going to put a red W on the schedule here. Not because I don't believe in the Suns' ability to win.
No, but this is our last time using the paper schedule.
Because this just goes through the regular season. So I'll add the Red W for the win over Oklahoma City that has producer Evan saying, you know what, bring on the Thunder. Not afraid.
I want the Thunder.
Not afraid. Beat them 135-103 in their own building. I'm not scared. I think they might have asked you or I to play in that game based on some of the guys that drew in. The Phoenix Suns finish 45 wins. That wasn't what we expected when the season began. The 7th seed in the Western Conference, also not what we thought when the season began. And so the reason why I want to start with the Suns in their regular season is because over the rest of today, over tomorrow, and however long this run goes for the Phoenix Suns, once the run starts and or stops, it's going to change how we feel. How they play against Portland tomorrow, it's going to change how we feel. How they play against potentially either San Antonio or Oklahoma City, it's going to change how we feel about this whole season. So let's take a moment today at the start of the show. The regular season is over for the Phoenix Suns. We can now look back and say, was this a successful season or not before they play Portland tomorrow? And that's who it's going to be. It's going to be Portland tomorrow night. They win that game. I believe they would play on Saturday if they win tomorrow.
Correct.
If they lose, it would be they would have to win again, and they would play on Sunday.
Yes, you would have to, which also huge issue. If you lose tomorrow, you play Friday.
I thought you played Thursday if you lose tomorrow. But if they lose tomorrow, because the 9-10 matchup is on Wednesday.
You might be.
Is there a day off in between for
I
both
want to
teams?
say there's a day off.
All I know is if they lose today or they lose tomorrow, they'll have to play later on in the week, either Thursday or Friday, and that pushes them to Sunday.
Yes, Friday would be the second playing game.
So win tomorrow, play on Saturday, lose tomorrow, have to play again on Friday, and then play on Sunday. So before we get to any of that, before we talk about how they match up against Portland, before we talk about, are they playing with house money, before we have any of those conversations and we set expectations, I think, for what this run can be, let's just talk about a team that finished 7th in the Western Conference. And let's talk about a team that won 45 games. 10 more games than they won a year ago? Let's talk about that, because that happened. And there's a really good chance, if you just play the percentages, that this Suns run is going to end pretty soon. And I don't want that to lose sight of what I think are measurable gains that we saw from this organization this year. I think you've got a GM.
The alignment.
I think that was put on full display here in the way this roster was put together. Brian Gregory knows how to identify a basketball player. He knows how to identify who's a good fit for this team. At least in one offseason, he showed that inexperience wasn't a detriment. Didn't cost him anything. I think we learned here over the course of this regular season, you've got yourself a darn good basketball coach. One of the bright young minds in the NBA. And we can nitpick, we can critique the small lineups. That's when you know you've graduated to being a team that people expect stuff from, when we are micromanaging the coach and we are micromanaging the starting lineup, the rotations, who's in, who's out, the lineups that you go to in the final 5 minutes. Did you think that was going to be on the bingo card at the start of the season? Did you think that we were going to have those debates? No, you just wanted to see improvement. You wanted to see development. You wanted to get the feeling that you had the right coach, the right GM, that things were going in the right direction. Well, you got more than you asked for. They put more on the plate at dinner than you expected. You got a nice hearty meal from the Phoenix Suns this year because you got a darn good coach, just like you got a good GM. Devin Booker led this team in the post-Durant, post-Beal era. Got them to a point where they're playing in the play-in, hopefully continuing on to getting a full-blown series in the first round. You changed the culture of this franchise, and a lot of that credit can go to guys like Dylan Brooks and Colin Gillespie and Jordan Goodwin, the guys that maybe aren't stars. They're not names that every other team's fan base knows, but they directly impacted the game every single night they were out there for the Suns. You changed the culture. And in the year that was probably going to be the toughest, the first year post-Durant, the first year with the wave and stretch of Bradley Beal, knowing that you were trying to get under the luxury tax, right? You were trying to reset your tax bill. You're kind of dealing this whole season with one arm tied behind your back. You still were able to win, 45 games. You still were able to be the 7 seed. You still were able to establish a brand new young coach as one of the bright minds in the game. And you were able to establish a new identity that there is no mistaking what the Phoenix Suns are going to bring to a matchup against Portland tomorrow night, in a potential playoff series against San Antonio, a potential playoff series against Oklahoma. They have an identity. Culture, check. Identity, check. GM, check. Coach, check. I don't care what happens tomorrow. I don't care what happens against San Antonio. I don't care what happens against potentially Oklahoma City if they lose tomorrow and then win later on. This is a successful season for the Phoenix Suns. This was a successful regular season campaign for the Phoenix Suns. This was not just one step forward, not just 2 steps forward. This was probably 5 or 6 giant leaps forward in the right direction for the Phoenix Suns. Because now you go into an offseason where you've got some established players that you want to build around. You've got some young players that are going to have better, more important roles next season. Kaman Malawach is going to have a better role next season. Rasheer Fleming is going to have a better role, a more important role next season. And so now you're going to enter phase 2 of this next year. And phase 2 is going to probably include some new players. It's going to include some new roles for existing players on this team. And this team next year is going to look a little different, maybe a lot of bit different than the team this year. But they took massive strides in the right direction. And oh, by the way, they did all of that with the 3 most important players on the team playing 10 games together? 10 may be too generous. Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green played less than 15 games together this season. They still won 45 games. They're still the 7 seed. They're still being talked about as being able to put San Antonio on upset watch if they match up in the first round. All of that despite never operating at 100% in this season. So, yes, we're going to talk a little bit later on this hour of, is this house money? Or can you be upset if they lose tomorrow? Can you be upset if they go out in the play-in? We're going to talk about that. Is this just house money and it doesn't matter? But right now, what we can say, no matter what happens, a successful regular season and a regular season that is going to have a massive impact on how quickly this franchise can turn things around and not just be a good story, not just be happy to be there in the postseason, but all of a sudden being a perennial playoff threat and having the talent, the coaching, the depth to go deep in the playoffs. A massive first step, a massive 5 or 6 steps that this franchise took this year.
Think about expectation versus the reality of this season. Think about where this team was and the clips we played on this show and the conversations we had in the offseason. Think about when they hired Brian Gregory, how bad the first press conference was.
I mean, this drop turned into a more positive drop, but at the time,
It was an extremely negative, laughing at Brian Gregory style drop.
It was, oh boy, I'm very concerned.
It was the belief that things are going to go extremely poorly. Full circle. Now you're the 7th seed in a play-in game where I think you and I said they're a play-in team. I believe that. The 9 seed, the 10 seed, thought they could host a 9-10 game, certainly. I didn't think they would be in a position where for 90% of the season, 95% of the season, we sat here and said, man, they got a shot at the 6th seed still.
Right. They have a chance to be a top 6 team in the Western Conference. I think probably up until the middle of February, maybe the beginning of March, you thought, oh man, this team's actually going to be a top 6 team in the West.
And there was a time where we had a conversation on this show when Nikola Jokic went down. It was like right now where the Suns a top 5 team in the Western Conference. Like there was a real conversation. Right. Now, yeah, it was us being probably a little positive on the team, certainly, but it wasn't out of the question.
No, they had played well enough up until around that point to be in the conversation where if bad injury luck went towards some other teams, they could take advantage. And they were in that spot. And so, yes, are they playing their best basketball going into a matchup with Portland tomorrow? No. Are they playing their best basketball going into a potential, 7-game series against San Antonio? No, this is not the team that we saw in November, in December, in January. It's not that team. I think they can get back to being that team. I don't know if they're going to have enough time to do that. They have the ability. Now, you got a lot of guys who are first time in the postseason. You've got a coach that's coaching in the postseason for the first time. So the adrenaline, the butterflies, the nerves, the anxiety, all of it gets put front and center. But you have to remember the same can be said about Portland. And certainly the same can be said about San Antonio, who you would draw if you beat Portland tomorrow night. So, look, this has been a successful season. No matter what happens from here on out, this was a great, massive first couple of steps for this franchise to turn things around long-term and be actually in a position like Oklahoma City and San Antonio are to try to win a championship. In Oklahoma City's case, go back-to-back. They are on the right path. I feel like that has been very clear since the midway point of the season, and I don't want us to lose sight of that, because we could be overreactionary if they lose to Portland tomorrow. And before we do that, before we, diagnose however long this run goes, I think it's important to know they did their job. They checked all of the boxes that they needed to check in this regular season, and then some. And then some.
And you were able to do all of this with a roster that we felt needed to get under the tax. Guess what they did?
Right. It's
got under the tax.
Yeah, it's a roster that is, probably as low as it's going to get during this process, right? Because as the years move on, you're going to have control of your picks back. You're going to be closer and closer to getting out of the Bradley Beal contract. And so it's going to get easier from a financial perspective. Matt Ishbia will spend if an opportunity presents itself. And now those opportunities may be more enticing to this team because they got themselves back on track as quickly as they did. And so, yes, yesterday it was a blowout. Nobody really played for either team. All the starters that are going to play big-time minutes in the postseason weren't really out there. I get all of that, but they won the game. They finished their season on a good note. And again, this is a regular season that they did everything we could have asked them to do and then some. Now we see where the journey can take us. Starts tomorrow night against Portland. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, the road trip moved on to Philly, and the road trip continued to be good for the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Of the 15 batters he's faced this season, Mason Miller closing for the Padres, 11 have struck out. That includes 9 consecutive strikeouts, all swinging. Also, when he pitched for the USA, he didn't allow any runs there. Now, I don't know if the Diamondbacks could have went out and got Mason Miller, but we know they've needed bullpen help for a while. And Padres, a team in their division, went out and obviously got the best pitcher pitching in baseball right now.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
This is Michael with Restore My Civil Rights. I made a lot of poor decisions in my past that had lifelong consequences. After I was released from prison for the last time in 2014, I discovered the process to have my convictions dismissed and all of my rights restored, including my Second Amendment rights. Since achieving this for myself in 2018, our attorney has assisted over 3,000 others in doing the same. If you are still living under the consequences of past mistakes and would like to restore your rights as I have, visit RestoreMyCivilRights.com and book a free consultation today.
Foreigner, celebrating 50 years.
You're as cold as ice.
5 decades of hit songs. Come alive on one stage. Foreigner. Sunday, October 18th, Talking Stick Resort. Tickets on sale now at TalkingStickResort.com. All the hits on one stage. Foreigner, celebrating 50 years, live.
It's Bodie and Victoria, owners of NewACUnit.com.
In Arizona, it hits 100 degrees and suddenly AC prices magically go up.
We don't play that game at NewACUnit.com.
Even with manufacturers raising prices this year, we've used our buying power to keep your costs down.
And the price you see online, that includes everything. Unit, install, delivery, no surprises.
Just a smarter, more affordable way to stay cool at NewACUnit.com.
Save thousands, save time. Buy online. NewACUnit.com.
Meineke always treats your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke's certified technicians will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care. Schedule an appointment at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Little Dealer, Little Prices is cleaning house during our spring cleaning RV sale. Shop motorhomes up to 50% off MSRP. Fifth wheels from $39,995 and travel trailers from $11,995. Plus, get a free 12-point inspection. Shop or schedule service today at Little Dealer, Little Prices. Terms and conditions may apply. See dealer for details.
Jim Rome here through Rome Report. Big night for LeBron James, who went 26-8-11 in a win over Golden State. That stopped the bleeding temporarily for the Lake Show and is exactly the type of thing that they're going to need nightly from LeGramps if they're going to stay afloat until Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves do return. One problem, though, well, actually several, starting with having to acclimate to being option one after finally accepting that he was option three. Being option one and not actually having a second option now. Oh, and he just admitted that he's banged up too with a hand injury. And then he feels it every single time he gets hit. Right, Legoat? That's why guys never, ever say when they're hurt. So the opposition does not hack away at whatever injury you do have. Not sure why you're sharing that info, but here's what I am sure of. Minus Luka and Reeves, this old goat is not beating Houston or whoever they meet in the first round. Ice up, Pops. Ice up. I'm Jim Rome. And remember, you can follow me on the gram at Jim Rome.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The playoff push is heating up, and Prize Picks is simple to play. Pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. And now with early payouts and the new social feed, you can follow friends, share picks, and copy winning lineups. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code ROME and get a $50 bonus credit in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Code ROME to get a $50 bonus credit in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060, Chris Schubert, producer Evan. I'm a little nervous about this segment. This could get explosive. This is where the show may go off the rails a little bit here. Because yes, the Diamondbacks did take 2 of 3 over the weekend. They continue to have a great road trip. Now 4-2 on this road trip. They start a 3-game series with Baltimore to finish up this 9-game road trip. But it was who they beat over the weekend that makes me a little worried that this could get explosive. Because there is a Phillies fan on the show. And so I'm a little worried that you are just going to take us and we're going to go off course here. I'm just telling everybody I'm worried. I'm nervous.
No reason. Like, what do I have to say about the Phillies?
You could say a lot about the Phillies.
I'll give. You want me to just give you my notes now?
No, I don't know. That's the thing. I want us to be
we can be done with it.
I want to be very Diamondbacks focused here.
We are very Diamondbacks.
Okay.
Diamondbacks pitching dominant.
Well, I don't know about that. Soroka had a rough first inning there on Friday.
Remove those 3 innings. Philly scored in 3 innings over the weekend.
All right, but here we go again. And again, I don't want...
No, but that's a positive for the D-backs.
No, a great weekend for the Diamondbacks. But here we are again with the take out the 3 big innings that a team had against them. I know, but this has kind of been a unfortunate storyline in the early part of the season.
That's also fair.
The Diamondbacks can't avoid the big inning. They win 2 of 3. The other thing is 2 of the 2 wins in this series, 1-run games. They played all one-run games all weekend long. They won 2 of them. They have 5 of their 9 wins so far to start this season are one-run wins. Didn't have that on the bingo card.
No, I was concerned about this team's ability to win a single. Not obviously like that's being, over the top, but in all honesty, I was very concerned about this team's ability to win one-run games. They're winning one-run games 5-4, 4-3, 1-0, which I didn't think was actually possible for this baseball team. So, listen, their ability to win the close games for them has probably been what's held them out of the playoffs the last 2 years.
Paul Sewald with 5 saves already to start the year, towards the top of the leaderboard in baseball with saves. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it. He's got 5 saves already. And the bullpen, think about this. Think about this on Friday. Soroka goes out there, he gives up to 4 runs in the first. After that, bunch of zeros, all zeros. Zeros from Soroka, zeros from the bullpen. Loaizaga with a scoreless frame. Murillo got you 4 outs. Sewald with a save there on Friday. So that was Friday. So Soroka, comes back down to earth a little bit with the 4 runs in the first, but then he buckled down. He grinded it out. And he took the ball deep into the game and allowed the Diamondbacks a chance to come back in this one. Then you lose the game 4-3 on Saturday. And Brendan Pfaadt struggles. Kevin Ginkel with a scoreless frame. Ryan Thompson with a scoreless frame. So, again, a day in which the bullpen doesn't give up anything. And then yesterday, you win 4-3. Zach Gallen on the mound. All 3 runs, Zach Gallen. Loaizaga, no runs scored. Clark, no runs scored. Ginkel, no runs allowed. No earned runs allowed. Thompson, no earned. Zeros across the board for the bullpen. And I know in the 6th inning, Loaizaga came in for Gallen. So those runs go to Gallen. But either way, zeros from the bullpen all weekend long.
Zeros from the bullpen all weekend long.
I don't know. Do I have a sounder that would work for this? Let me just do a quick perusal here. I don't know if there's one that works for this. Jose Fernandez needs to be in the lineup every single day. I mean, it's a non-negotiable at this point. He is one of the team's 3 best hitters. You're supposed to be better prepared. He needs to be in there every day. I don't care if he's playing third. I don't care if he's playing first. I don't care if he's DHing.
Move him around, but he is your best option.
Right now, Corbin Carroll's name goes in the lineup every day. Ildemaro Vargas' name goes in the lineup every day. Jose Fernandez's name goes in the lineup every day. And I think you throw Ketel Marte in there.
Just because he's Ketel.
Just because he's Ketel Marte. That's it. Those guys have to be in the lineup every single day. Now, there is the one piece of bad news over the weekend. Gabby Moreno going to be out. Looks like a trip to the injured list, although the Diamondbacks have not officially put him on the injured list because, according to Torey Lovullo, they're having a tough time getting somebody to join the team. Just the logistics of Reno to the East Coast trip and the roster moves and who's on the 40-man that they can call up. It's more of a logistical nightmare because you would think, hey, I don't want to play short a guy for a couple of days. And they did say that in an emergency situation, he could go there behind the plate. But I don't think they even want to entertain that. So a roster move needs to come here sooner rather than later for the injury.
When he says this, sometimes this team feels unprepared.
Well, okay.
And they win, but I don't know. You go on this long East Coast road trip. You have to have a plan if this happens, correct? Organizationally, that doesn't fall on Torey. There needed to be somebody organizationally that was hey, if we run into a little snafu here where, especially a catcher, just by anything can go wrong behind the plate.
Do we want to be technical?
Yeah.
They've got 2 catchers on the roster.
I know.
Adrian Del Castillo could go behind the plate.
Correct.
McCann's going to be the everyday starter. But Adrian Del Castillo is probably going to be DH. So what I think the conversation is, do we bring up a catcher so that we don't have to, worry about burning Adrian Del Castillo? Because you kind of want his bat in the lineup as a DH, and then you don't actually technically have a backup catcher on the bench. And so that creates kind of a roster problem. So I think that's probably part of the reason why they're holding off on this, because they're trying to figure out what exactly the right the right person, the right player to call up for the injured Gabby Moreno. But yeah, you would like to think that it shouldn't take this long to figure this out. But other than that, it's a great weekend for the Diamondbacks. Also, I saw on social media after Soroka's first inning on, Friday, that he was going to be the guy that gets moved out of the rotation when Merrill Kelly comes back.
Wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there's that drop would work here. Wrong. Yeah, that's not happening. Wrong. He's pitched one bad inning in 3 starts. In 3 starts, he's
are we
pitched
being serious? Come on. I got to tell you, the first time I got nervous a little yesterday, Zach Gallen. It was the most Zach Gallen starts I had ever seen yesterday. And this is going to sound so mean to Zach. He was dominant for 5 innings.
Yep.
And then we hit a point where, I think it was, 5-6 straight hits for the Phillies?
So in the 6th, it was a Crawford double, Turner homer made it 2-2. Schwarber double, Harper double. So that made it 3-2.
Marsh single.
And then they went to Loaizaga, who got 3 outs.
There was that, and then
game apart there in the 6th.
You have, at one point they went to Ginkel.
Ginkel pitched in the 8th.
Right. Yeah.
And then
he got out of some trouble too, correct?
Well, he gave up 2 hits. He gave up 2 base runners. He walked Harper, Marsh singled, and he struck out Stott. And then Thompson came in and got the double play.
Yeah.
The bullpen was good all weekend long.
It was good.
Continues to be good.
For the first time, it was in that 8th inning where I was like, the D-backs don't have a lefty here. This could hurt them. Because you're just coming up to that Harper, Marsh, Stott territory in the lineup, and the Phillies probably stacked that thinking they don't have a lefty.
Well, no, you can stack it because you're not afraid.
Right. That's it. Yeah.
You don't have to play this game beforehand where you need to future-proof your lineup for the 6th, 7th, 8th inning in a tough spot where they're going to bring in a lefty.
If it's a righty starting pitcher, I am never going to see a lefty in the game. I can build a lineup very lefty heavy,
and I don't have to worry about being in a weird spot later on.
Correct.
Right. If there's a righty on the mound, they don't have a lefty in the pen, so I can just stack. Now, so far it isn't hurting them, and they're getting out of these jams.
No, so far not hurting them at all. I was just saying that was the first time where I got a little nervous about it. Was like maybe they do need a lefty.
Well, and he walks Harper and Marsh single, so it wasn't like it was smooth sailing.
Right away, it felt vindicated a little. But then you get to strike out a Stott, and it completely changes that inning. And then the Phillies try something stupid, and you get out of it.
Yeah.
So,
good weekend for the Diamondbacks. They have won 5 one-run games to start the year. They've played 9 one-run games to start the year. 9 of their 16 games have been one-run games.
That's crazy.
So they are playing close games, and they're winning them. Things are going their way. And, oh, by the way, Geraldo Perdomo, who, by the way, we didn't mention in our guys that are in the lineup every single day. Throw him in there as well. Ketel Marte, those guys aren't really hitting. You just got Corbin Carroll back over the weekend. Gabby Moreno goes down with an injury. Carlos Santana got hurt. You have not had, the best of luck to start the season, and yet you're 9-7. You're 4-2 on this road trip. You go to New York, you take 2 out of 3. You go to Philly, you take 2 out of 3, and now you face Baltimore for 3. And you said it to me this morning. If they take 2 out of 3 here, they go 6-3 on this road trip. I mean, I'd be skipping every day to work. Skipping. If that's how they play to start the year. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. When we come back, what is the worst case scenario for the Cardinals on draft night? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
ASU baseball takes on the U of A right here on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Sun Devils this Monday night as they look to earn another win over the Wildcats. Head coach Lee Bloomquist knows how important it is to win over the U of A. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live. It's ASU versus the University of Arizona this Monday night. Pregame at 6:15 p.m. and first pitch at 6:35 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and the KDUS app.
In Arizona, the legal gambling age is 21 and over, but kids can still be exposed to gambling online. Even though they're too young to bet, they're not too young to learn how to stay safe online. Parents, Help by noticing changes in their behavior and having a simple conversation about the dangers of underage gambling. Visit gaming.az.gov/too-young-to-bet. For 24/7 problem gambling support, text Next Step to 53342, sponsored by the Arizona Department of Gaming.
The O-Line Committee Podcast. 16 years of NFL trenches experience. Talking football every week.
What was something you had or most important to wear on game day? What block they put on the horses before they race? He had to put it on with gloves. Like, I remember I'd walk by and, burn the eyes. They'd be like, what is that? He's like, gotta ask, can't afford it. Rather, you just walk away.
The O-Line Committee Podcast with Jay, the Rhino, and Mackie on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. The Avett Brothers and Mike Patton present Avett Patton Performing Live at Arizona Financial Theater, May 12th. Avett Patton. On sale now at livenation.com.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
Summer is calling, and Playcation is back at Talking Stick Resort with rates from just $129 and no resort fees for locals. Book now for stays May 15th through September 13th for one unforgettable staycation. Enjoy $25 in free play, $25 towards your favorite spa treatment, and more. Make Talking Stick Resort your summer destination. Book your stay today at TalkingStickResort.com. Life well played. Must be 21 or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
The NASCAR Cup Series. Green flag is out, and the NASCAR Cup Series is racing. Returns to Kansas Speedway.
Turn 2, Brad Keselowski, the second-place automobile, is in the fence.
Will Kyle Larson win his 3rd straight spring race in the Heartland?
If dominating a race was a crime, Kyle Larson would get the electric chair today.
It's the Advent Health 400.
Live this Sunday at 10 a.m. on KACG 1440 and the KDUS 1060 app.
By the way, speaking of NASCAR, we did our first rendition of the weekend winners on Friday. Well, I don't know if I deserve the round of applause.
Welcome to the board.
Well, I understand that, but it was kind of a mixed bag because I also cursed Gabby Moreno.
Yeah, but as far as
my NASCAR pick was great.
The NASCAR pick is separate from cursing Gabby Moreno, and as somebody who has picked winners in the past,
all right,
it feels good.
I mean, absolutely, it feels good.
So I just wanted to congratulate you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I don't feel like a full hearty victory because it would have been different if I picked Gabby Moreno to be the weekend winner and he just went 0 for 9. Like, okay, he just had a bad weekend. Well, he's hurt now. So I feel kind of responsible. I feel like I cursed him.
No, and I get that. And I think you maybe a tad responsible for that.
Right. 5%, 10% on me?
Yeah, 5. I think it's 5. But you also picked the NASCAR winner.
And I almost had the Masters winner. Almost. Would have been the best value in any of the drafts that we've done so far.
Yeah.
Because it was with my last pick.
I would have been by far the best value. At one point, if Scotty makes the putt on 17 to put him at 12, I think it changes the complexion of that tournament.
Of course. It's just a one-shot lead instead of a two-shot lead. And, Rory putting it
now,
in.
Now, he plays a couple shots certainly differently.
Right, but he hooks one into the
trees
on 18. Because apparently nobody, when they have a two-stroke lead, can just par that hole and just make it easy.
And
always got to make it difficult.
Never has that ever happened. I also think, because he's away, because Young needs to finish, I'm not saying he's purposely missing.
So you think he went in the tank there?
I think a lot of people do.
I loved how when he found the ball after the tee shot on 18, he was set up like he was playing a different hole. Like the hole was to his left. He set up way right, and I'm like, dude, you've only got a 2-shot lead here, man. If you mess this up, it could be a disaster. But he's Rory.
I thought on 15 when he had first kind of started that 2-stroke lead, I thought he was going to go for it on the par 5. And he punched out, and I was like, that's not old Rory
would go for it.
New
Rory understands, hey, we're gonna play all 18 here. We're just gonna play this out. So a couple of good weekend winners for us here on the program. The NFL draft is rapidly approaching, and starting to think about this a little bit over the weekend as we get closer and closer to the first round. We get closer and closer to the number 3 pick. Is there a worst case scenario for the Cardinals on draft night? Meaning night 1, meaning when they're on the clock with the number 3 pick. And I think the worst case scenario for them is needing to stay and pick somebody. I think that would be the worst case scenario because Arvell Reese could be gone. And yes, David Bailey is an edge who fits, but concerns about his run defense. Is he going to be playable every single down for you? You really need a running mate for Josh Sweat. So it's not a natural fit. I'm on record saying that I don't think they should take a running back at number 3. I don't think they should take Jeremiah Love. And so that to me would be a worst case scenario that you couldn't find a trade partner. You couldn't find a deal that you were at least, tolerable of to move out of that spot. And then you took a running back at number 3. All of the tackles feel like it's a little rich to take at number 3. So you feel like you'd be reaching a little bit with a premium pick. And so being forced to stay in that spot feels like it's the worst case scenario. Doesn't mean they're going to get a bad player. David Bailey could be great. Jeremiah Love could be great. Any of the tackles, Maui Noah, could be great. Could be great players. It doesn't mean that ideally, I think this team would rather move down, gain whatever they can in additional picks. Even if it's not, top market. Even if it's not what you got from moving down from 3 the first time around in 2023. Even if it's not that, even if it's less than that, moving down and getting something feels like it is a better move than just staying at number 3 and maybe not really loving how your needs and the value match up there at number 3. It's not really a perfect fit. And if Arvell Reese goes at number 2 to the Jets, is it David Bailey or Jeremiah Love? Is that what the team's considering then at that point? Are those the 2 players that are on the board? This Jeremiah Love stuff does not go away.
And, you and I would sit here and say you just take David Bailey and you move on.
But even that, David Bailey at number 3 is not I
don't know how I feel about that.
Not a finished product, not a slam dunk, shoe-in all-pro player.
Correct.
He has his fair share of concerns. So does Arvell Reese, right? Arvell Reese, it's where's he going to play? What are you going to use him for? There isn't really anybody in this draft class that is I have to get that guy because he's
can't miss.
He's Myles Garrett. We're not going to miss here. I don't know if there's that player. And so that's why moving down and being able to reassess the board a little bit would be the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is being forced to sit there at number 3 and make a pick, and your preferred player, maybe that's Arvell Reese, is off the board. Same thing if it's David Bailey, right? If David Bailey was your preferred player and he's off the board. And I think David Bailey being off the board at number 3 hurts them in the trade department. So maybe there's a case that, David Bailey going to the Jets is actually the worst case scenario because it makes it harder for the Cardinals to trade out of the spot. I don't know. It feels like staying and being forced to make a selection at number 3 would be the worst case scenario. Again, could get a great player there, but it doesn't feel like it's the best use of that pick for the Cardinals for where they're at right now.
Yeah, and I think you and I have outlined multiple trades that would make sense for this organization that would not only have them move back, but pick up real estate and, pick up assets that they can feel that they need to move back into the first round if that's what they want to do. But this team has holes, and they have holes all over this roster, and they need to fill them. And if moving back from 3, let's say to 12, or let's say to 10, is going to get me another first-round pick, or it's going to help me continue to fill out holes on this roster, I don't see how you can't do it.
Yeah, again, I think ideally getting more draft capital, especially early draft capital, another first, whether it's a day 2 pick, I think that's better in the long run for this team rather than it is just staying at number 3 and picking somebody. But it does feel like there's a world where they're on the clock on draft night and, David Bailey's off the board because he goes 2 to the Jets. And now all of a sudden, maybe the phone isn't ringing as much as you thought it would for teams to come up because David Bailey's the player they wanted to come up for. Maybe it's Arvell Reese. Maybe Arvell Reese getting to you at number 3 invites the phone calls. I don't know. We really don't know what the teams behind the Cardinals are eager to draft, right? We can talk about positions, but, maybe there are some teams that they don't know what to do with Arvell Reese positionally, and so they're not, going to go out of their way to give up draft capital to move up. But if he gets to their spot, gets to their pick, then they'll take him, right? And so we really don't know what the other teams behind the Cardinals want to do, and so that makes it really complicated to wonder what they need to go down at number 2 to facilitate the trade that I think they would like to make at number 3. I just don't know. Is it Bailey? Is it Reese? Which player falling helps them more? I don't know.
I think it's Bailey. I think more teams are interested in Bailey.
Because he's more of a traditional edge rusher. Correct. You know what you're going to do with him. He has the production. You have the concerns about the run game, but it's mostly kind of just plug and play.
Correct. Okay? I think that's the answer.
I hear you, but I also can hear the argument of give me the unicorn that could be the next Micah Parsons falling, and I'm going to jump all over that.
Give me the athlete, right?
Give me the athlete.
Yeah.
So, right, I mean, it can cut both ways.
It's going to go multiple different ways on this.
And you know what? There's probably some teams that Bailey falling, they'll want to move up, and there are probably other teams. The Venn diagram may be just 2 separate circles. There may be teams that are okay where if Arvell Reese falls, they're going to move up. There may be, 3 or 4 teams that if Bailey falls, they're going to call the Cardinals, and then a different 3 or 4 teams that if Reese falls, they're going to call the Cardinals. It may be, a total of 6 to 8 teams, but it really is only 3 or 4 depending on who the Jets don't take at number 2. Because that's really where this starts. The Jets at number 2. What they do is going to dictate, what teams are going to call the Cardinals at 3, what the Cardinals may even want to do at 3, whether they love Reese, whether they love Bailey, or if they want to trade down. The worst case scenario to me, though, is being forced to make a selection at number 3. I think that is just not maximizing in this class with this talent pool, maximizing what that pick can do for you.
Not at all.
480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, are the Suns playing with house money? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Tom Izzo, Michigan State head basketball coach.
I've had more than a couple job offers in the NBA and looked at one last year with Phoenix, and my former player, Matt Ispia. And that was hard. That was a hard thing to turn down because, number one, I kind of wanted to go with him.
Wait, so they offered you the head coaching job?
Well, we talked seriously about it. Let's say that.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, everything can change fast. That's when the attorneys at Sweet James step in. They help you understand your rights, connect you with medical care, and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to. You don't pay anything unless your case is resolved successfully, and help is available 24 hours a day. If you've been injured, call Sweet James for a free case review. Hablamos Español. 800-900-0000. 800-900-0000. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tech-Heavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
Florence and the Machine presents the Everybody Scream Tour.
Live at Desert Diamond Arena, Saturday, May 9th. The incomparable Florence and the Machine returns. With special guest, Mannequin Pussy. On sale now at livenation.com. The new album, Everybody Scream, available now.
Everybody scream.
My uncle had a Maytag washer that ran for 37 years. Never broke, not once. His motto was buy it once, cry once, and never worry again. So when I started A1 Garage Door Service, I thought about my uncle's Maytag. And I thought about you, my clients. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. I built something that no other garage door company can offer. The Max Life Spring System. The average garage door spring only lasts about 10,000 cycles. That's only 3 to 5 years. We engineered springs that last up to a lifetime, over 100,000 cycles. That's 30 plus years at a minimum. And the best part, the Max Life Spring is almost the same price as the standard springs most companies use. Buy once and never worry again. From garage door repairs to upgrades, call A1 Garage Door Service today or schedule online at a1garage.com. Buy once and never worry again.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to rtosullivans.com for a location near you.
It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. We opened the show today by celebrating what has been a great regular season for the Phoenix Suns. And something that I didn't want us to lose sight of was just how great and impactful this regular season is and was for this franchise. 45 wins, 7 seed, hosting a playoff type game tomorrow night in the play-in. You've got the coach, you've got the GM, you've got a core roster to build around. I mean, you checked every box that you could have possibly checked in this season. I don't want us to lose sight of that because the playoffs start tomorrow and the switch flips. Because now it's must-win games. Now it's win or go home. There isn't this happy-go-lucky, happy to be here. No, you're in the postseason. Anything can happen. And while, yes, I look over here to my prep computer and I see that the Phoenix Suns have a BPI chance, according to ESPN, their basketball power index, of 0.1 to make the NBA Finals, and their NBA title odds are plus 60,000, they're still on the board. And so you never know. You never know when they can go on a run that's even more magical than the run that they've taken us on. And it may not end with a championship, but can they surprise us all and beat a San Antonio team that they've played really well against this season? That's not out of the realm of possibility. And so a switch flips, and then you're disappointed when it's over. You're disappointed when they get eliminated. Even though it's a great season, you're going to be upset. I would compare this to U of A, right? Happy that they got to the Final Four. Excited that they got to the Final Four. Haven't been there in forever, right? Got blown out by Michigan. You're upset that it's over. You're upset that you got that close to a championship and it fell short. You're in the postseason for the Phoenix Suns. You never know what can happen. And so when it's over, yeah, there's going to be some disappointment that creeps in. Are the Suns playing with house money, though? Does it matter what happens? I think there is one way in which I would argue that they are not playing with house money. We're hoping this is year one, right, of what is a new window. I don't really love the idea of windows, but okay, a window opens up of competitiveness, of being in the playoffs, and maybe putting together that one magical run to win it all, right? Hopefully year one. I got to know how Jordan Ott coaches in the postseason. I got to know how these players play together in the postseason. So house money, sure, I guess. But I can learn a lot about this team's staying power in the postseason in this playoff. So it's not all house money for me. I'm going to be paying very close attention to tomorrow night. And if they win that, I'm going to play very close attention to how Jordan Ott deals with a 7-game compressed series where it is just you against the other coach, one-on-one, playing the chess game and trying to put the puzzle together to win 4 times before you lose 4 times. Because that's the growth. That's the next step for this team. And so it's not house money if they go in and they get swept and they get embarrassed and they look outcoached, outmanned in a playoff series against San Antonio, right? Let's say they beat Portland tomorrow night. They go and then they play San Antonio and they just look outmatched. Then I don't care what you did against them in the regular season. When it came to the important stuff, you look like you didn't belong. That's not house money. That is kind of an alarm bell going off. That's a concern. And so it's not all house money. Is it house money if they take San Antonio to 6 or 7 games and they fall short and they're competitive in every game? Okay, yes, then it's house money. But it depends on how this looks and what this looks like. And by the way, the 7 seed, I found this little piece of info today in ESPN's playoff preview. The number 7 seed has reached the playoffs 100% of the time in the play-in era. They're 8-2 in the opening game. But the 2 teams that lost in the opening game went on to win the next game and got in as the 8 seed. So whoever starts as the 7 seed in this play-in has always gotten to the bracket. Does it make you feel good or bad? Does it make you feel good that the track record's on your side, or does it make you a little nervous? I can see you kind of rubbing the head a little bit, and you're a little nervous now about it.
It scares me.
It scares you a little bit?
Because if numbers in history, eventually that team's going to lose.
It's going to happen to somebody.
Let's just have it in 2027.
Now, Brian Windhorst wrote a little blurb for this story, and he said that this is already a successful season for the Phoenix Suns. And the blurb says they will consider this a successful postseason if, and Windhorst said, quote, it's already successful regardless of the postseason result. The Suns' preseason projections ranked them 13th in the Western Conference with win totals in the low 30s. Under Ott, they have exceeded expectations in almost every way. Their cap and draft pick situation is another conversation, end quote. Now, I agree mostly with that they are in a spot where we didn't expect them to be. But, man, how this looks is, and this is why I wanted to open the show the way that I did today, because the regular season is a success. But if they get embarrassed, if they look really bad tomorrow night, if they look really bad in a potential series against Oklahoma City or San Antonio, I think it's going to alter the way I view this team moving forward. It's not going to change what they did in the regular season, and it's not going to change that I don't think they're on the right path. But I do think it will change how far I think they need to go.
Yeah, and I think that's really fair, right? I think that's only natural because those feelings that we have put together of how this team has done was so optimistic in the first half, right? You got to the All-Star game, you felt really great about where the Suns had. They have sputtered through the second half.
Well, let me put it to you this way, right? If they win tomorrow against Portland, they play San Antonio, they go 6 or 7, every game's close in the fourth quarter, they show off the culture, they show off the identity, I can come in here and say, boy, they feel like they're close. They feel like, okay, great first opening act here in the postseason under Jordan Ott. Now they can get into the lab. They can make the necessary roster adjustments. They can figure out what they're missing, size in particular, rebounding in particular, and they can, retool this team so that next year we're not just happy to be in the play-in. We're not just happy to be in the first round. Now we're talking about winning a first-round series, making that run. You barely get by Portland tomorrow night. You go to San Antonio, you get swept in 4, and you look uncompetitive. Boy, now I think you're far away.
Changes the conversation completely.
There's a lot more moves that need to be made in order to bridge that gap. And then it becomes, all right, now I just want you to look competitive in a playoff series. What they do here and how this looks is going to, I think, vastly change what the expectations are for this team next year. Because either way, right now, the expectations for next year is you got to be one of the top 6 teams, right? You got to be a top 6 team. You got to graduate from this play-in. You got to make the moves, draft players, another year of Jordan Ott, stay healthy. You now need to go into the top 6 and maybe win a playoff series. You take San Antonio to 6 games, 7 games and you're competitive, there's going to be thoughts of how about you win a couple of playoff series now? Top 6, maybe top 5, and win a couple playoff series. You get swept, you get embarrassed, you don't look good. Now it's going to be like, hey, just get in there again. Just be a top 6 team and, be competitive. Changes what the expectations are for next season. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us. Hour number 2, fixing the Diamondbacks offense, the Cardinals quarterback room, and buy or sell coming up next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority bookings by calling our heroes over at Zero Res. Hey, it's Audrey. I have personal experience with Zero Res. They came in and completely made my home smell way more fresh than it did. And it's not because I smell funky. It's because, I've got pets, and I had family over during the holidays, so we'll blame it on them. And they came and completely helped change my winter blues into springtime cleans. Zero Res removes all of that winter buildup and lingering odors, giving your home a fresh, spring-ready feel, preparing your home for the brighter days ahead. And don't forget about your air ducts, because they are the lungs of your home. And if they're dirty, your indoor air quality is going to suffer. This month, get 3 rooms, Zero Resified from Phoenix's #1 carpet cleaner, starting at just $129. And whenever you mention KDUS, receive a free hallway cleaning and take $75 off your air duct cleanings. Call Zero Res right now at 480-507-2419 or go online at ZeroResPhoenix.com and say you want the KDUS special.
The Psychedelic Furs are back, live. May 28th, 7:30 p.m. at the Celebrity Theater. The Psychedelic Furs. Playing all the hits. Special guest, We Are Scientists. Tickets on sale now at celebritytheater.com. The Psychedelic Furs, brought to you by Danny Zalisco Presents.
Come see us at Mark Mazda Scottsdale. Check out the all-new redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5. Or you can receive 2.9% APR for 72 full months on some of Mazda's most popular models, like the 2026 Mazda CX-50 Hybrid.
Don't know what to do with your trade? We'll give you $8,000 minimum for any trade, no matter what shape it's in, as long as it runs based on the actual MSRP. And if $8,000 is the minimum, think what your good trade might be worth.
The name to remember? Mark Mazda. Mark Mazda. On approved credit plus 198.fee.
Shop the Savor the Tropics sales event at Whole Foods Market from April 8th through the 21st. Their produce department is bursting with yellow sales signs on best of season fruits like yellow mangoes and easy-to-peel sumo citrus. Savor the Tropics and the savings now at Whole Foods Market.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hour number 2 of the lunch break here. KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you today here on the show. You know what they say? Nothing like the buy or sell after Rory wins his 2nd Masters in a row. There's not a buy or sell better than that one.
Not a buy or sell better than that one. We will start with the 2-time Masters champion.
Okay.
Rory.
Oh, that's right. I have sound effects for this. Hold on. Let me get prepared here.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I'm all right.
You tell me when you're ready.
I'm good. Ready to go. Ready to go.
Rory McIlroy has cemented himself as a top 10 golfer of all time.
You can go higher than that if you like.
Rory McIlroy has cemented himself as a top 5 golfer of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ah,
career Grand Slam.
Correct.
He's one of only 4 people To win back-to-back Masters?
Yes. Okay. Tiger in 01-02 or 2000-2001?
No, 01-02.
01-02 to be the last to do so.
Right. Yeah. So you do that. You've got the career Grand Slam. Now, where is he on the majors charts?
I will tell you, majors win.
Trying to look here. Because this may be the thing that stops him.
So obviously, Jack Nicklaus, 18 total. Tiger, 15. Walter Hagen at 11. Ben Hogan at 9. Gary Player at 9. Tom Watson at 8. Then you have Harry Vardon, Bobby Jones, Gene Sarazen, Sam Snead, Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino, Nick Faldo, all at 7. Phil at 6. Rory at 6. If you pass Phil and get into that 7 category, you then rank 7th all time in Masters. If you get into 8, I think we really look at a player who is top 5.
So I think we would agree that if we were making the Mount Rushmore of golf, Jack and Tiger take up 2 of the 4 spots, right?
Correct.
And we think we've got 2 other spots.
And it's crazy because I think it would tell you Arnold Palmer, but he's a little bit down on the
I think I would go Ben Hogan and Gary Player.
I was going to say it's probably Player.
And so that's 9. He needs a couple of more. You know what? I'd like to amend my take. Top 5. He's just outside the top 5.
He's a top 10 guy.
He's a top 10 guy. He may be a top 8 guy. But we need a couple more majors. He's got 6.
If we could get a couple majors in a year.
If he gets to 8 and he's tied with Tom Watson, we've got a conversation.
The next active player on the list, Brooks Koepka with 5.
Yeah, but Koepka.
Scotty Scheffler has 4.
The problem with Brooks, and I think Scotty has this problem as well. See, they don't have the career Grand Slam. Career Grand Slam moves you up the board a little bit.
100% it does. Now,
like I think
we'll see what Scotty does this year. He is just the U.S. Open away. He's won the Open. Right. He's won the PGA.
But let's do this right now. I think
Correct.
Rory's in front of Phil because he's got the career Grand Slam and Phil doesn't.
Correct.
Nick Faldo doesn't have the Open or the PGA. Rory goes in front of him.
Yep.
I mean,
Trevino
doesn't have the Masters. Rory's got 2 of those, so I'm going to move him in front of those guys.
Palmer never won the PGA.
I know, but it's hard to take the guy that's won 4 Masters off the list here. But I think you're right.
He's won 4. I still.
Sam Snead never won the U.S. Open. Bobby Jones only won the U.S. Open and the British Open.
So the 4 players.
Yeah, you know what? Move him up the. You know what? I'm back. Move him back up the list.
How many players have a career Grand Slam?
Jack, Tiger, Hogan, Player, Gene. I'm trying to look here. Rory, that's 6. I'm seeing a lot of zeros now after this. Hold on. That's it, I think. The career Grand Slam?
6 men have completed the career Grand Slam of professional golf, winning all 4 major championships.
So Rory's at least a top 6 golfer.
Gene Sarazen was the first in 1935. Ben Hogan got on the list in 1953. Player in 65. Nicklaus in 66.
You know what would have been nice here is on the Wikipedia page that I have, it has like a bunch of players have a blue box. If I would have just looked at the key, it said completed a career Grand Slam. So I could have just made it really easy on myself.
You could have.
But that's all right.
Okay, so top 8 player.
Top 6 player.
Top 6 player.
He's a top 6 player.
Okay.
The 6 guys who won a career Grand Slam, I think they go in.
What if Phil just breaks off a PGA championship?
He just finds one year? That would complicate it a little bit.
It would certainly complicate it. The Suns will win the 7-8 play-in game and play San Antonio in the first round.
The alignment.
You kidding me?
Bang, bang, bang.
Absolutely.
Love that they're playing Portland.
Yeah, you've been driving the bus on them. I just don't want in a 1-game sample. Don't really want to play Kawhi. Now be careful what you wish for, because now there's a world where if they lose this game tomorrow, they could face Kawhi in a winner go home game. So be careful what you wish for there, my friend.
Yes, that is correct. But if I don't have to play Kawhi in a 1-game sample,
and right now you don't have to. If you take care of business against Portland tomorrow,
you just don't have to.
You don't have to. And then you get to take on a San Antonio team that you went 2-2 against in the regular season. 3 of the 4 games, uber competitive.
Correct.
An inexperienced San Antonio team. They don't have any playoff experience.
No, they do not.
Just like you. I guess technically some guys do, right? Booker has playoff experience. But
Booker's been to a finals.
Right. This group, though,
does not.
Jordan doesn't.
Jalen Green has some.
But you know what I mean? Like, this group's never played together in the postseason.
And I think most importantly, and you said it, Jordan Knott doesn't have it.
Jordan Knott
The
doesn't
head
have
coach does not have any playoff experience. It's hard to say your team has playoff experience
when your coach doesn't.
Doesn't.
Yeah. But no.
Like in 5 years, if Jordan Knott is still the head coach and all we're looking at is Devin Booker and Jalen Green are on this team, or Devin Booker and they extend Mark Williams, you're going to be like, well, they did make the playoffs just because Jordan Knott is still the head coach.
So tomorrow, yes.
The Cardinals.
By the way, I was looking at tickets to go tomorrow to the playing game. I was going to go with the producer of the program, but he's going to go to a concert instead. So
the Cardinals need to look.
I mean, just look at a calendar, dude. That's all you had to do.
You think I was thinking playing? I was thinking 6 seed.
Clearly, you were. You really thought.
I was a half a game back at the time.
Right, you were feeling good.
The Cardinals need to look far better on offense for me to believe in Mike LaFleur in year 1.
Define far better.
Okay, so like specifically how they looked at the end of the year, I would like them to look like that consistently through the season. I think that's far better.
Yeah, I think so. Because when you hire a head coach and they have a specialty, right, one side of the ball, and I think even more so when you hire a rookie head coach, somebody who's never done it before, the area of the ball that they're a master in, that's their expertise, the default position is, well, that side of the ball has to look better.
And
if the defense struggles, you'll give him the out of, okay, it's his first year. He was an offensive-minded head coach. He'll figure it out as they go, right? But if he gets in there and the offense looks bad and they can't get Marv going and the running back room struggles and Michael Wilson takes a step back and the offensive line is really bad and they're scoring barely 20 points a game, then you start to wonder, okay, what do we hire Mike LaFleur for then?
And this is a take too that our mutual friend is huge on, right? Like he always says they're not better on the offensive side of the ball in that first few years or whatever side of the ball you're in. It's time to move on.
Right, like if
you hire an offensive-minded coach,
the idea is my offense is going to be better because he's now going to have his fingerprints all over it. Now, what I would also add in this specific case for the Cardinals,
if they look similar to how they did last year, you're not going to feel good about it.
You're going to feel like, did we make the right decision here? Did we hire the right guy? Especially when you're going from a defensive-minded guy in Gannon to an offensive-minded guy in LaFleur. It has to look better, right?
It has to.
You would be distraught if it didn't look better.
Correct. The D-backs will continue to be one of the best teams in baseball in one-run games.
I mean, they're only 5-4 in one-run games so far this season, so it's not like they're
not setting the world on fire.
They're not 8-1, 9-0, and you feel like there's going to be some type of regression to the mean here. Okay,
regression to their mean.
I'll answer your buy or sell with a question.
Okay.
How much do you trust this bullpen right now?
Do you want to? Maybe I'll just give you the next one.
Okay.
Paul Sewald has cemented himself as the closer for the rest of the season if healthy.
No. Paul Sewald is a stopgap measure. It's working out great.
Perfect.
I mean, he is excelling at that role. It's like when let me try to find the analogy that I want to use here. Somebody gets let go at work, and in the interim, while they hire somebody else, another person in the building takes on that work. And listen, it's working right now. Things are flowing the way they need to. We're still invoicing. We're still emails are being sent out.
Question,
but that person got to go back to their other role.
Okay, so here's the question.
Yes.
You said it's working right now,
It
right?
is working right now, yes.
So as a company, are we actively...
Absolutely.
Do we have the listing up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And
we have the listing up
right
for
now,
closer.
there's one resume, and it says AJ Puck on it. That's what it says. Yeah, I just...
It doesn't say trade deadline?
No, I think Paul Sewald has been great to start this year. He's been better than expected, but he's also been the steady hand that I think a lot of us thought he could be if he put it all together, and that's what he is doing right now. But I think long-term, you need somebody with some nasty stuff in the ninth inning, in those high-leverage moments, and that's just not Paul. So I look, right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But when AJ Puck comes back, he's the closer of this baseball team.
Right now, Paul Sewald is the closer of this baseball team.
Yes.
And will be probably till Puck gets back. And at that point,
how about this?
I still think it's Paul Sewald for a while. I need AJ Puck to work himself back in to high leverage spots because it's not just what's working right now. I like Loaiza in the 7th or 8th. I like Murillo in the 7th or 8th. And so far to this point, while Sewald's not my favorite, he's perfect.
How about
and
this?
I can't argue with that.
How about this?
I know he's been bad in tie games, but in save situations, he's good.
If Paul Sewald can continue the way he is pitching right now until AJ Puck comes back, it does allow you to slow play it with AJ and to not immediately say, hey, dude, coming off of, Tommy John surgery, can you go get 3 outs against the Dodgers and face Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman in like key moments? It allows you to slow play it a little bit where you're not like, eagerly waiting for him to get back because it's the bear sitting at I think it's a bear sitting at the table, the This Is Fine meme where there's fire around. Like, it's not that situation.
I think it's a dog.
Okay, it's a dog that's sitting at the table and it says, this is fine, and there's fire burning all over the place. It's not that situation for the Diamondbacks right now with their bullpen and their closer roles. Anything but. They're thriving. And so it allows you to slow play, which may be beneficial long-term. But overall, we get to the postseason. If this team continues to play this well, it's got to be AJ Puck getting those high leverage outs, man. Just has to be.
It is a dog.
Okay, sorry. Not a bear, dog.
I wanted to give you a real answer.
I appreciate that.
The D-backs should be a team to make an early deadline move.
They should not right now, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later on this hour. They have the answers to the test. The answers to the test are right now playing in Reno. And we may see those players sooner rather than later. And you're going to get Lourdes Gurriel back. You're going to get Corbin Burns back. You're going to get AJ Puck back. All those guys are going to come back. So right now, what is the need this team has?
I think they need outfield help.
Okay.
I would like some bullpen depth.
Okay.
Maybe add me a starter.
Okay.
And a third baseman.
Okay. So starter.
I think maybe a few of them are luxuries that I don't need, but I would like bullpen help. Maybe I don't need a starter because I'm going to get reinforcements healthy.
So let me burn a timeout here and talk about that, because I hate when teams have guys coming off of injury and they say, "Oh, it's like trading for that player."
No, it's not. But here's if I was putting in priority of what trades I needed to make, starting pitcher, just maybe I move it a notch down.
This is how I would view it right now. They could use a starter, right? But I don't want to rush out and get another starter until I see what Corbin Burns can give me. If Corbin Burns comes back and I still need a starter, go get a starter. Don't just fall on, we have Corbin Burns. If you get AJ Puck back and you still feel like, you know what?
We could use
another reliever. Don't say, Justin Martinez is right down the road. No, go get another arm, right? If you need an outfielder and Lourdes Gurriel comes back and you're still not loving what you're getting from the outfield, call up one of the kids. Call up one of the guys in the minors. Call up somebody, make a trade. Don't just fall back on, we're getting the reinforcements. Yes, you're going to get those reinforcements, but when those reinforcements come back, if you still have those needs, then you got to aggressively pursue them. So right now, because I want to see what it looks like when those guys are back, but those guys coming back in general is not going to stop me from making a move if I feel like I need to make one. But I need a starter. What if Corbin Burns all of a sudden is, ahead of schedule and doesn't have a slow return from Tommy John surgery? Well, guess what? I want Corbin Burns taking the ball every fifth day,
Certainly.
and I don't want to create a roster problem where I don't need one. And so if they didn't have the reinforcements in the near term, then yes, I would say go out and get somebody. But these guys feel like they're going to be coming back here in the next 6-8 weeks, right? Probably around the beginning of June at the latest. And so I kind of want to see that through first.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, there you have it. Buy or sell on a Monday in the books. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. When we come back, is it the worst situation in all of football? And does it mean they have to do something about it? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Of the 15 batters he's faced this season, Mason Miller, the closer for the Padres, 11 have struck out. That includes 9 consecutive strikeouts, all swinging. Also, when he pitched for the USA, he didn't allow any runs there. Now, I don't know if the Diamondbacks could have went out and got Mason Miller, but we know they've needed bullpen help for a while. And Padres, a team in their division, went out and obviously got the best pitcher pitching in baseball right now.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Weezer, The Gathering, live in Phoenix. Playing at Mortgage Matchup Center October 20th with special guests, The Shins and Silver Sun Pickups. Get tickets now at livenation.com. 3 incredible bands for one night only. Weezer, The Shins, and Silver Sun Pickups. For more, visit Weezer.com.
Hey, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. An engagement ring might be one of life's biggest purchases. That's why our rings come with an all-inclusive free lifetime warranty that gives you peace of mind without any fine print. How can we offer such an incredible warranty? We take pride in crafting our rings with care and stand behind our quality craftsmanship. After all, this is a family heirloom you'll own forever. Bring in your ring for cleaning, resizing, and repairs anytime you want. We'll make sure it's as sparkly and secure as the day you bought it, fixing prongs, replacing side stones, and so much more. This type of maintenance could cost you $2,000 or more somewhere else. Under our warranty, it's all free. We even protect your diamond. Other warranties don't. Our rings are crafted to last. But in the rare case you lose your diamond, we'll replace it. At Shane Company, your engagement ring purchase isn't just a one-time transaction. We're here to be your jeweler for life, because a friend always has your back. Come by to learn more in store or visit shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. The Rookie of the Year race is supposed to be simple. Pick the most impressive rookie season of the year. Numbers, impact, maybe a little narrative. And this year, it's not that simple. Cooper Flagg, number 1 pick, coming off nights of 45 and 51 points and still just 19 years of age. The other player is a little older than 19, Con Knippel, efficient shooting north of 40% from three-point range, nearly 19 points a night, and setting the all-time rookie record for most threes in a season. So what matters more, the individual brilliance that takes over games or the steady presence that changes what a team can be? Not a wrong answer here. It's just a choice. And whichever way the voters lean, they're not just picking a rookie, they're defining what they value most. Is it a great season or is it a valuable season? The votes should be close. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. A personal question. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry, single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It's a whole lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. They comfortably clean up whatever toilet paper leaves behind. You can make the trade of the season, switch from toilet paper, and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals, but Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that goes above and beyond to help you keep more of what matters. No hunting, no hassle, just confidence that your coverage customized with savings in mind. Start your quote at libertymutual.com.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Make sure you download the free KDUS AM 1060 app. And for listening over there, you got a chance to win some Diamondbacks tickets for listening to us here on the KDUS AM 1060 app. Be entered into to win those if you listen. I think it's for at least an hour on the app. So go ahead and download that today and get yourself entered to win those. The Cardinals and their quarterback room, their quarterback situation. Is it the worst in all of football? Well, Bleacher Report wrote a story ranking the 10 worst quarterback situations entering the 2026 NFL draft. And producer Evan, round of applause. The Arizona Cardinals, not the worst quarterback situation in all of football. They're number 2, but they're not the worst. The New York Jets have the worst situation.
Is it the New York Football Jets?
On lock. The Cardinals number 2, just behind them, and this is what they had to say. It's bad because Kyler Murray era is over, and all they have is bridge options with Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew, and the outlook is that Brissett's been okay, and they have an opportunity to swing for a quarterback either this class or in 2027. But that's it. No optimism of a young guy they have on the roster. Just, hey, they moved off from Kyler. They now have the ability, if they want to take a swing on Ty Simpson, or if they want to just wait for 2027, that's their path out of this. And so that led me to think about this. Okay, let's take this at face value that it's one of the worst quarterback situations in all of football. In this article, it's ranked number 2. Does that mean they have to aggressively pursue an answer to it right now? Does it mean they have to leave the draft next week with a quarterback on this roster? Does it mean they have to do something about it right here and right now? Now, you've heard me and producer Evan say this all the time. It's one of the few things we agree on. Usually, you should always take a quarterback if you're a team. And it can be, round day 3 dart throws to get somebody that could be a high-profile backup quarterback, or maybe he's a player that other teams fall in love with and you can trade and get a better pick than you invested into that guy. You get somebody in the 6th or 7th round. They show off some flashes in preseason, and all of a sudden teams are willing to trade a 4th or a 5th for them. So actually your investment paid off. I'm always in the market for drafting a quarterback. Maybe not always in the 1st, maybe not always on day 2, but should always be taking a quarterback. And so I think the Cardinals will take a swing at some point in the draft, but there's a difference between a day 3 swing and using one of your early top 100 picks on a quarterback. And so because the Cardinals have one of the worst situations in all of football at this position, does it mean they need to invest high draft capital into fixing it? I think it would be a trap to do that. Unless you absolutely love a quarterback and you think there's a decent chance for that quarterback to be something. We've always said this. If the Cardinals love Ty Simpson, it doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter how we feel about Ty Simpson. It doesn't matter that we're uneasy about moving up from 34 to 26 to get Ty Simpson. It doesn't matter that we may be uneasy about using a first-round pick on Ty Simpson and trading from your draft stash to go up and get him. Doesn't matter what we feel. If they love him, if Mike LaFleur loves him, if they think he's a franchise quarterback, then you go and get your guy. In round 2, if you think Garrett Nussmeier, if you think Drew Aller can be that guy, then you take him. You love the kid, you take him. You think there's potential there, you take him. But if you don't, this is the one position where you don't force it. You don't force a quarterback pick on day 2 of the draft. Can you imagine if they draft somebody in the 2nd or 3rd round, but they don't really think that that player can turn into something, but they just know they need to take a quarterback? You saw what happened in New Orleans this year. They drafted somebody on day 2. By the end of the season, Tyler Shuck was starting games for them because they wanted to see. So if you're going to take somebody on day 2, you better expect that player to play in the back half of the season if the season has gone sideways. So only take a quarterback if you believe there's a chance that in your system, that guy can turn into something. If not, you wait. If not, you kick the can down the road to 2027 and you go with the bridge options in Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew, and you hope to try to maybe raise the floor of the offense a little bit. You get Mike LaFleur the time to put his system into place, to get everybody speaking the same language, everybody doing what they're supposed to do, and then you bring in the quarterback when you're ready. You don't force it. So, yeah, they might have the worst quarterback situation in football next season, okay? That doesn't mean I'm going to force a pick at number 3 or force a pick in the back part of the first round. If I don't love Ty Simpson, I'm not taking him. If I don't love Drew Aller, I'm not taking him. I'm only taking players that I think help my team. I'm only taking players that I think can solve a problem for me. And then at the quarterback position, there's an extra lens that gets put on all of this because we all know the Cardinals need a quarterback. So if they take a quarterback on day 2, it's going to be put under a magnifying glass. It's going to be put under a microscope. And everyone's just going to be looking at their watch, counting down the time until that guy's in there playing games for the Cardinals. So you're not going to do it unless you believe. If you don't believe in any of the quarterbacks in this class, then you just wait till 2027. You don't force it. Maybe you take a flyer in round 6 or round 7 where everybody is on the same page of that guy's probably not going to start this year. That guy's probably not going to get in any games this year. So I see stories of, worst quarterback situation. Okay. Doesn't really matter what the quarterback situation is right now. It matters how Mike LaFleur, how Monty, how the Cardinals front office, how they feel about the quarterbacks in this class. That's what's going to dictate this, not what the room currently looks like. Do they love Ty Simpson? If they do, then they're going to go take him. If they don't, they're going to let Ty Simpson pass them at 34. They're not going to be aggressive in moving up for him. But don't force it. Not at this position. You can't force it at this position.
No. And the only way you do force it is if you see something that you love or somebody.
But then it's not forcing it. It's not forcing it because you love him.
Yeah.
If they like Ty Simpson and they want to move up for him, it's not forcing it. They think he can be their long-term answer at quarterback, and so you don't pass that up.
But if you're in a position where you see a guy who you don't know how much you like him. You don't know how committed you are to Ty Simpson.
What about this?
Okay.
He's there on the board at 34. But they don't really like him.
They don't like him at all?
Then don't take him.
Then don't take him, period. If you do not believe he can be the quarterback of this organization, you should not take him in the first 2 rounds.
Now, we know through reporting that they do like him.
So
we know through reporting that they have had a fondness for him in this process. So I think if he's on the board at 34.
If he's there at 34, they are taking him.
Right. But it's because they like him, not because they need a quarterback.
Correct.
There's a difference there.
Yes. Yeah. Correct. That is 100% true. Now, there is a point in the draft where that switches.
Where you're just okay taking a quarterback just to see? Yeah, and I think it's probably round 5 or 6.
Yes, correct.
Because
it's that 5th, 6th round. But until then,
any quarterback you take
in the top 150
is going to be assumed
I need to like him.
Because there's going to be an assumption of I'm going to see this guy play this year. When you have the quarterback situation that the
Cardinals currently have.
Yes. Right? If anybody else who has an established quarterback takes a quarterback in round 4, no one's going to be like, all right, that guy's going to start week 14 through 18 of the regular season. No one's going to think that. But if you're the Cardinals, everyone's going to be like, maybe they're up to something. So you only do it if you love him. And there appears to be some reporting out there that they like/love Ty Simpson. And so I think they will take him, but it's not because they need a quarterback. I mean, it's partly because they need a quarterback, but it's mainly because they love this quarterback. That's why they would do it. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. When we come back, the Diamondbacks, they had a plan in the offseason. Might be time to speed it up. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
ASU baseball takes on the U of A right here on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Sun Devils this Monday night as they look to earn another win over the Wildcats. Head coach Lee Bloomquist knows how important it is to win over the U of A. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live. It's ASU versus the University of Arizona this Monday night. Pregame at 6:15 p.m. and first pitch at 6:35 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and the KDUS app.
John Mellencamp. Dancing Words Tour, the greatest hits. August 9th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. John Mellencamp. Part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
Come see us at Mark Mazda Scottsdale. Right now, you can receive 2.9% financing for up to 72 months on some of Mazda's most popular models, like the brand new 2026 Mazda CX-50 Hybrid.
The name to remember? Mark Mazda, Mark Mazda.
Helping your money do more means putting yourself in the financial driver's seat.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no better or more literal way to do that than with a low-rate auto loan from America First Credit Union. Plus, for a limited time, when you finance your new vehicle with America First, you'll enjoy no payments for 90 days. And that means getting more mileage out of every cent you spend. So make your money move. Head to AmericaFirst.com to apply for pre-approval of your low-rate auto loan today. Eligibility, terms, conditions, and creditworthiness apply. Subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal opportunity lender.
If you're a fan of any sport on the planet, college or pro, then we are right where you want to be.
Place to come when you wanna have too much fun.
Real sports fans need a sports book powered by Hard Rock Bet. Follow the money line to Twin Arrows and too much fun.
Twin Arrows.
The best indoor tailgate party in Flagstaff with massive HD screens, cold drinks, game time food specials, and best service is at Arrow Sports Bar. After the game, get back in the game at craps, blackjack, and slots. Now that's too much fun.
The place to come when you wanna have too much fun.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Twin Arrows.
On May 3rd, experience the hits, the history, and the harmony that defined a generation. War, live at Stargazer Pavilion at Cliff Castle Casino Hotel. After decades of iconic hits, you can watch War live at Cliff Castle on May 3rd. With tickets starting at just $45, get yours today at cliffcastlecasinohotel.com or at the Hunt and Gather gift shop.
The NASCAR Cup Series. Green flag is out, and the NASCAR Cup Series is racing. Returns to Kansas Speedway.
Trouble turn two, Brad Keselowski, the second place automobile, is in the fence.
Will Kyle Larson win his third straight spring race in the Heartland?
If dominating a race was a crime, Kyle Larson would get the electric chair today.
It's the Advent Health 400.
Live this Sunday at 10 a.m. on KACG 1440 and the KDUS 1060 app.
The Diamondbacks continue their road trip. 3-game set. The Baltimore Orioles. How about this, producer Evan? You ready for this? Blaze Alexander Revenge Series starts tonight. You think about that?
Oh, I've been thinking about it.
3-game series in Baltimore. Blaze Alexander against his old squad. Have a feeling Blaze may have a player or two against his old team.
How's Cade Stroud doing?
Yep. Hold on. I think I think that's how I would describe Cade Stroud at the big league level. The big buzzer.
Where's he at? Number 3rd.
AAA.
Number 3rd.
We went busto. So the Diamondbacks, I think, had a plan in the offseason. Well, they certainly had a plan, but we talked about how they may be buying their time a little bit. Because I can remember us having some conversations in the winter, signing Carlos Santana, trading for Nolan Arenado, not any big contracts, although they kind of flirted with Alex Bregman a little bit. And we said, hey, they're trying to bridge the gap, right? They're not trying to commit to a ton of long-term dollars. They're trying to maybe change the payroll a little bit from the last couple of years, but they're trying to buy time for the young kids in particular. We talked about Jordan Lawler, Ryan Waldschmidt came up, and we said kind of buying the time, not trying to lock themselves in different spots so that these kids were blocked. They couldn't come up and play. And we said there's going to come a time where they're going to be able to shed these contracts and these young kids are going to take over and they can contribute to this team. That time may be right now. That may have been the plan to get through this year with Nolan at third base and Carlos Santana over at first, and then maybe next year have Ryan Waldschmidt in the lineup, have Lou James Groover, Tommy Troy, those guys in the lineup. Maybe that was the plan at the beginning of the year to next year go to these kids. You've got a 9-7 baseball team right now. That's 5-4 in one-run games. You have a team that is playing an outfield right now that outside of Corbin Carroll is giving you absolutely nothing offensively. And you have Ryan Waldschmidt down there in AAA Arena that's absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. It's time. It's been past time. Ryan Waldschmidt needs to be on this team today. It's time to speed up the plan. It's time to reward the fast start that this team is off to. And just like you did with Jose Fernandez, give a young kid an opportunity. Give one of your top prospects a chance at the big league level because you need them. Just like you needed Jose Fernandez. And oh, by the way, Jose came through again over the weekend. He has been the MVP of this team outside of Corbin Carroll to start the year. He's been great. He needs to play every day. And now it's time for you to do that with Ryan Waldschmidt. Okay, you don't want to bring up Tommy Troy or Lou James Groover because you got a little bit of an infield glut. All right, we can have that debate, and I understand that position. There is zero excuse for Ryan Waldschmidt can't be here at the big league level. Continue to give this team a spark because there's going to come a time where Ketel Marte is going to start to hit. There's going to come a time when Geraldo Perdomo is going to start to hit. And if on top of that, you've got Corbin Carroll doing what he's doing, you've got Jose Fernandez doing what he's doing, and Ryan Waldschmidt can come up and be successful, and then you get Gabby Moreno back at some point, now all of a sudden you don't have a core four. Now you have a lineup that goes 6-7 deep. You have a lineup that now can back up your pitching staff, can back up your bullpen, where you're not playing one-run games because you're laying the hammer down. And oh, by the way, you're going to get Lourdes Gurriel at some point. So then you may be able to go 8 guys deep in that lineup. You may be able to have a 1 through 8 that is formidable. And oh, Pavin Smith's going to come back at some point. Do not allow this good start to flame out. Do not allow this spark that Jose Fernandez provided to this team to just be thrown away because they hit a lull as a team and they can't hit and the pitching goes sideways and they waste what has been a great start. They're 9-7 against the schedule that we were petrified of at the beginning of the year. They're 2.5 games back of the Dodgers. 2.5 games back of the Dodgers. Just 1 game behind San Diego, firmly in the wild card conversation, firmly in the playoff conversation. Yeah, it's 16 games. Yeah, we got 140 plus to go. I get all of that. But we talked about this as a 60-game sprint. You have to be relevant over the first 60 games so that when those guys come back from injury, they can have an actual impact on the team. Well, you know what helps with that? We've got an outfield problem right now. Ryan Waldschmidt, you're our guy. It's your turn. Jose Fernandez got it started. Your turn to pick up the baton. So the plan was at some point to turn it over to the kids, and they probably didn't anticipate it being 16 games into the season. But you know what? It's time.
this offense kind of needs a spark, despite how good they've been. They need a little bit of a spark. And this offseason philosophy that was throw darts at a dartboard, I think we can sit here and say we are happy with how it's turned out so far from an overall standpoint. Paul Sewald has worked. Jonathan Loizaga has worked to this point. But when you take a look back and say, just from a lineup perspective, it has not worked with Carlos Santana. It has not worked with Nolan Arenado. Yeah, it was working with Jordan Lawler, but now he went down.
But, okay, the three starting outfielders yesterday, because they had Corbin DH. The three starting outfielders, Tim Tao is hitting 107. Alec Thomas is hitting 133. Jorge Barrosa is hitting 200. You've got Ryan Waldschmidt tearing the cover off the ball every single night in Reno. And I get it. It's Reno. The ball flies. The numbers are going to be inflated. I got it. But you played three outfielders yesterday where the best batting average was 200. And a guy who was playing well in spring. Because, yeah, Lourdes Gurriel is going to come back at some point. Yeah, Jordan Lawler is going to come back at some point. And you're going to have a little bit of a roster problem then. But you know what? Right now, I've got a 9-7 start. You can't win playoff spots and divisions and World Series in April and May, but you can certainly lose them. You can certainly dig yourself too big of a hole to get out of, and that's why we've called this a 60-game sprint. So you know what? Get the reinforcements for the sprint. Ryan Waldschmidt needs to be on this team this week. No questions asked. And every day that goes by that he's not, and every day that goes by that this is the outfield they trot out, or even if Corbin Carroll's out there, the other two guys that are out there are barely hitting 200. In some cases, they're not. I think you are potentially wasting this good start to the year.
100% you are. 100% you are wasting this good start to the year. You have to take advantage. This was a really hard part of your schedule. And we're talking about a team that if they take 2 or 3, they don't need a sweep in Baltimore to go 6-3 on a road trip where you were at New York playing the Mets, at Philadelphia playing the Phillies, and now in Baltimore. How do you not feel pretty good about where you're at? And this feels like an opportunity to build on momentum. You're 9-7.
Are you ready for this? The Diamondbacks is a team right now. 19th in batting average. 19th in runs per game. 22nd in hits per game. 29th in home runs per game. 20th in RBIs per game. 28th in walks per game. They're 6th in runners left in scoring position per game, though. Missing out on all those opportunities out there.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you're 9-7.
Despite those numbers.
Despite those numbers. You have to take advantage of where you're at.
And again, at some point, Ketel Marte is going to start setting the world on fire.
Geraldo Perdomo is going to come back into form. And even like watching Perdomo, listen, do I think he's a career 300 hitter like he was last year? Do I think he's the career player that he was last year? Maybe not. I hope so, but maybe not.
But okay.
Let's rewind it 2 years for me.
But okay, those guys are going to hit better. Great. That doesn't solve Tim Tao in left field.
It doesn't solve Tim Tao. It doesn't solve Nolan Arenado. It's not there for Nolan anymore. It's a Hall of Fame career. Congratulations to Nolan Arenado. I don't know if he's going to be the piece that helps this team fight for a playoff spot.
And I saw this on social media over the weekend, people comparing this to Eugenio Suarez last year, where it was, right? Or was that 2 years ago when he had the rough start and there were questions about whether or not he could be in the lineup every day, right?
That was last
year because we had Lawler watch, right? It was last year. It was like, this dude can't play. You got to call up, Jordan Lawler. The thing with Suarez was the previous year he was great. The previous year he hit 30 home runs. So you wanted to stick with him. In the case of Nolan Arenado, this is now a decline that this is the third year of it. The previous 2 years, the bat was declining in St. Louis. That's why they traded him.
This isn't Eugenio Suarez where it was like, wow, this is a really bad start. But you could see it with Eugenio when he hit the ball. He was striking out a ton. But when he hit the ball, we were hitting it pretty hard.
That's not the case.
It's not what this is.
No.
This is a 3-year decline where it is really starting to come up in some big spots now.
Look, you've gotten off to a good start. Your offense is overall struggling. You've got a guy that can solve at least one of your outfield spot problems, who's tearing the cover off the ball in Reno. Do not let this good start go to waste. Reward him for what he's doing down there in Reno and get him on this team. Get him on this team. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us, the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, it's all the stories we didn't get to here today. We call them the leftovers. We'll get to them next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Tom Izzo, Michigan State head basketball coach.
I've had more than a couple job offers in the NBA and looked at one last year with Phoenix, and my former player, Matt Ispia. And that was hard. That was a hard thing to turn down because, number one, I kind of wanted to go with him.
Wait, so they offered you the head coaching job?
Well, we talked seriously about it, let's say that.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, choose the attorneys at Sweet James. They help you navigate the legal process and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to. Free case review. Help available 24/7. Hablamos Español. 809-million. 809-million. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tickhavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
Stained. Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour. Featuring Seether. Stained. October 13th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. With special guests, Hoobastank and Hinder. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the America First Credit Union series.
Low T, start for free. For a limited time, get prescription testosterone therapy with no startup fee only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Hey, just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Prescription testosterone gives you more energy, stamina, and it'll help you lose weight. Gain more muscle with less effort in the gym and lose that dad bod for good. You'll also think better, sleep better, and your love life will be better too. Look, don't be fooled. Nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. So skip the gimmicks and get prescription strength testosterone now at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Get back to enjoying life with the T levels you had in your 20s. It's a game changer. So don't wait. If you've got low T, get started for free. Meet with a board-certified medical provider online with no waiting from the convenience of your home or office. Book today and feel like yourself again, only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 on your phone, keyword Red Mountain. Red Mountain Weight Loss, real testosterone, real doctors, real results.
Right now at Mark Kia in Scottsdale, you can receive a 0% APR for up to 60 months on a brand new 2026 Kia EV9. That's right, 0%.
The name to remember, Mark Kia. Mark Kia, 1667 per thousand borrowed. Offer expires May 4th, 2026.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Before we get to the leftovers, a shout out to D-Back Stats and Info for putting this all in one place for everybody on social media. But the Diamondbacks are going to have to make some roster moves here. Merrill Kelly coming back. They've got Gabby Moreno, who's going to go on the IL, but they're already at 13 pitchers on the roster. So in order to bring Merrill up, they can't just put Gabby on the IL. They also need to move a pitcher, and they also don't have a spot on the 40-man for a batter to come up. So that's what's complicating things for them to make the roster decisions that they need to make. So either somebody's going to have to move to the 60-day IL, because when you move somebody to the 60-day, that frees up the roster spot on the 40. So that's probably what some of the conversations are between Torey, Mike Hazen, player development, the entire front office of what the right thing to do here is and how they can put this roster together. But keep an eye on that, because we may start to see some of those moves get done today in order to facilitate Merrill Kelly returning to this team for this series against Baltimore. All right. Sorry, producer Evan. It's time for the leftovers. I just wanted to let everybody know that we talked about this a little bit earlier of like, oh, why can't they get somebody here? Well, because they have to make another move for Merrill. And unfortunately, these moves are kind of tangled together because of the way it works with the 40-man roster. Please, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Bleacher Report wrote a crazy article today.
crazier than the quarterback one that I referenced earlier, or no?
It might be. NBA trades that should happen this offseason.
Oh, boy. Hold on. Let me.
I have 5 trades here.
Okay, hold on.
Do you want me to start with the one the Suns are involved in, or finish with it? I think I'll finish with it.
Okay.
Kyrie Irving to the Wolves. Point guard Kyrie Irving and center Brook Lopez.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
And the Clippers. Clippers get Rudy Gobert in this. Do you want to know who the Mavs get? Or skip this one?
No, go ahead.
The Mavs get Derek Jones Jr., Bogdan Bogdanovic, Joan Bernier, and a 2029 first-round pick, unprotected. I'll skip the Suns one for now. The Pistons receive Michael Porter Jr. Brooklyn receives Ron Holland II, Isaiah Stewart, Karis LeVert, and a 2026 first-round pick.
Okay, my gut reaction says I don't hate that one. Pistons trying to get some more scoring with Michael Porter Jr.
Zion gets his fresh start with some Heat culture. Zion Williams goes to the Miami
I love
Heat.
this. Well, let me see what the return is,
The
but I
New
love
Orleans
this for Miami.
Pelicans receive Andrew Wiggins, Jaime Jaquez, and a 2026 first-round pick.
I'm all over that.
Can't believe that Zion Williams is worth all that.
That's not a lot. I
It's
mean,
kind of a bust.
I mean, Wiggins is in there for the salaries, right? And that's all that is. And so it's Jaime Jaquez and a first.
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
still have Bam, still have Tyler Hero. Like you could do that trade and probably still get Giannis, no?
Yes, but this next one,
Okay, so Giannis is going to go somewhere. All right, go ahead.
Giannis
To the Knicks.
joins surprising Eastern Conference rival. The Indiana Pacers get Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No.
The Milwaukee Bucks
They're not gonna-
receive power forward Pascal Siakam,
They can't pay you.
Andrew Nembhard, Jarris Walker, and a 2027 unprotected
Although,
first-round pick.
I got to tell you, good luck trying to defend Tyrese and Giannis if they play together.
I know.
Good luck with that.
Good luck trying to defend this backcourt here in Phoenix,
Okay.
because we got a new team up in Phoenix.
Excuse me, what do we got?
The Suns send the Memphis Grizzlies shooting guard Jalen Green
So Jalen Green out.
for point guard Ja Morant and Jalen Wells.
I don't like the play. No.
I saw this
No.
this morning and knew this would be a leftover story because this is so ridiculous. You can't run with it. You can't do anything.
Where's my drop? Where's my drop? I need it.
What if we just took a
Nope,
shot?
Nope.
Wrong.
That's the one.
You want me to read the blurb?
In fact, I would like you to move on to the next story. I don't even want to entertain that. So no. No. Do I want you to read the blurb? No. I'm good.
You don't want me to read it at all.
Who
cares?
No, don't care about that.
No, that's fair.
No.
The NBA, it's officially set. The Tuesday, the play-in will start
That's
with
right.
the 7-8
Producer Evan and
game.
I go into the game. Yep. Here we go. Yep. What time am I picking you up?
You can pick me up at.
Listen,
we
I'm
start
not-
at 7. We can pick me up at 4. We'll get down there early.
I'm not driving you. I'm not driving to pick you up where you're actually going to be tomorrow. I'm not driving all the way out there.
How long would that? If you drove from your house
Yeah. I've done the drive, so I can
to
tell you.
that or Desert
It's
Diamond,
about an hour and a half, hour 45.
and then Desert Diamond back
Well, he's
to
no, he's playing State Farm.
Right, same place. State Farm.
Yes, but
And then State Farm.
I would be in the car for about 2 hours and 45 minutes just to go there and get you and then go to the basketball game.
Perfect. I'll give you 5 for gas.
You know what? I'm not. I was going to say something, and I'm not. I'm going to keep it to myself.
Tomorrow is Heat Hornets. for a chance to play in the Eastern Conference playoffs.
That might only get me a gallon of gas here in a couple of weeks. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I knew that. Sorry. And then in the 9-10 game, or sorry, that is the 9-10 game. In the 7-8 game, the Magic play the Sixers, and then in the 9-10 game in the Western Conference, the Warriors play the Clippers.
Suns play. What time's that game tip off tomorrow?
7 p.m.
7
local
p.m.
time.
That's all. It's the only time that matters.
I know, but it's weird when MLB.com puts everything still on Eastern time.
That's difficult, yes. But if you go to like ESPN, it puts it in its proper. Also, these games are on Prime Video. Everybody, just in case you were. I don't want there to be any confusion tomorrow about where these games are.
Prime Video.
Prime Video. It's going to do it for us here. Monday edition in the books. Jim Rome, he's coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody have a great rest of your Monday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.